Richard.
Public notice for the Tangipahoa Parish Council will come to order. On public hearing, we have 6 items. The first is TP Ordinance 2146, providing for the levy of taxes for the year of 2021. Is anyone here to speak on that? The next item is TP Ordinance 2153, an ordinance placing 10-mile-an-hour speed limit signs and drive like your kids live here signs in South Ridge Subdivision in District 9. The next one is TP Ordinance 2154, an ordinance placing 35-mile-an-hour speed limit signs on Baytown Hills Road and 25-mile-an-hour speed limit signs on Johnson Holton Road and 25-mile-an-hour speed limit signs on Countrytown in District 1. Anyone to speak on those? TP Ordinance 2156, an ordinance placing 25-mile-an-hour speed limit signs on Brumfield Road from Lewiston Road to the dead end in District 1. The next one is TP Ordinance 2157, an ordinance placing no truck route signs in Bella Casa Subdivision in District 2. And the last one is TP Ordinance 2158, an ordinance granting a variance to Tangipahoa Parish Code of Ordinances, Chapter 17, Section 17-5.2A4, spacing of manufactured homes for Sheikah Johnson at 40143 Macedonia Road in District 10. All right. If no one's here to speak on any of those items, we will close public hearing and open our regular council meeting for August the 9th. Have invocation by Mr. Lewis Joseph and pledge allegiance by Mr. Richtel.
Head bowed. Heavenly Father, we thank you for many blessings we received. We thank you for our health. We thank you for our strength. We thank you for our peace of mind, our families, and our friends. Tonight, Lord, we ask that you heal those that have been affected by COVID-19 and those that have gone on to glory, may their souls rest in peace. Lord, we thank you, ask you to bless this meeting tonight by giving the leadership all the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding to make all those decisions that will be pleasing in your sight. We ask that you bless and take care of our first responders, all those people, men and women, who put themselves in harm's way so that we may enjoy the freedoms that we enjoy today. Our military personnel, police officers, healthcare workers, and all those people who are willing to take the lead in protecting us. And Lord, if we leave this place whenever we reach, right, for safe guidance and travels on our way back down various homes and our roads and our families. These blessings, all blessings, asking in our Son, Jesus Christ's name. And Lord, we will be sure to give you all the honor, all the glory, and all the praise. And all the saints within the sound of our voice, by saying, Amen.
Amen.
Veterans and active military render proper salute.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Forrest? Mr. Graffield?
Present.
Mr. Joseph?
Present.
Mr. Bruno?
Here.
Mr. Richel?
Here.
Mr. Mays?
Here.
Mr. Wells?
Here.
Mr. Vial?
Here.
Ms. Hyde?
Here.
Ms. Phipps?
All right. If you have cell phones, please mute them or turn them off at this time. I hope everyone had a chance to look at the minutes from the July 26th meeting that were emailed to you. If there are no corrections, I'll entertain a motion to
So
accept.
moved.
Motion by Mr. Joseph.
Second.
Second by Mr. Wells. Roll call, please.
Mr. Forrest? Mr. Graffield?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Richel?
Yes.
Mr. Mays?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Vial?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes. Okay. Public input, anyone wishing to address an agenda item that was not introduced during public hearing? If not, we'll have Robbie come and give us the parish president's report.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Everybody's doing all right tonight? And we have one item on the agenda It's approval to declare an asset surplus. It's a 2012 Kubota four-wheel drive tractor, serial number 51249, and our asset number 21698. That tractor also attached to it has a 2012 Tiger boom mower, TB 6790, and our asset number 24259. The surplus will then also include a donation to the town of Amite. Ask for your approval to do that.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion by Mr. Mayhew, second by Mr. Joseph. Roll call, please.
Mr. Forrest? Mr. Crabtree? Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yeah.
Mr. Wells?
Yeah.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
That's the only thing I had. I do have a note, or an update. I texted you guys earlier, but just so we can tell the public that our COVID cases at North Oaks Medical Center, we had 109 last week in the hospital. They're down to 99 today, and vaccination rates are picking up. We're still not anywhere near clear of this being a problem for the hospital, but looks like over the weekend we might have started heading in the right direction. So we ask everybody to continue to do the things as far as washing hands, stay socially distanced, cough in your sleeve. If you feel bad or think you feel bad, before you go a lot of places, go find out if you're positive or not. This variant is very contagious. I think y'all all know that my wife Donna and I both had it a couple of weeks ago, made it through with not any real problems. So some people it doesn't bother, but some people it's very, very serious. So if we can do our part, it will help us get through it pretty quickly. So if you have any questions or anything else, great. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move into regular business. The first item is the Tangipahoa Water District request for bonded indebtedness. Jim, can you speak on that one?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Jim Ryan from Consultants. I have Mr. Manager Charles here, Waiver, Engineering, Marcus Lynn from Gay Davidson. I think there's a couple of board members in the back. Not sure what questions you all.
What's the amount?
10 million.
Is that the one they want to put on Florida?
I'm going to let Webb talk about what the project's for because that's way out of my league.
Good evening. That is one location, west of Independence off Highway 40. A well and tank. And then water line on 22 from 445 to Betico, increasing the line size there. And another one is, we've got to find a location, but another well and tank. And this is Murray Gardens area, 445 and 40 on that side of the system.
How many
They're
people?
focused on places that have low pressure when we lose one well in a certain area, and that's the most critical location.
It's a real, out on 40 where Lewiston and all that well is probably how far it's off from where.
You probably live close to 8 miles.
Yeah. It's a real problem out that way. And they're gonna be right in, the new well and the new water tower will be right in the middle of it. It'll be perfect, you know.
445.
What?
445 and 40.
40.
40 is
So I'll make that motion.
How many people will y'all be supplying the water to?
what are we up? 22,000?
We're just under 22,000.
It's all interconnected. So this is just helping.
Carl, isn't it a requirement that they come here for approval?
This is y'all second.
Yeah, no, so this is just kind of telling y'all we're going to be here next month, asking, we'll have a resolution on your agenda asking for formal approval. This is just kind of letting y'all know what we're going to do so that y'all get caught.
You remember, buddy, we put it in that they would come ahead of time and let us know before the actual item got on the agenda.
It'll be September 13th when they come back.
I think there was a refunding we did last year for the water board, and it was a substantial amount, and when y'all got the agenda, you thought it was, they were borrowing $30 million for new money, and we're like, what? So we said, well, we're going to come first and tell y'all what we're going to do before we ask for your approval.
Jim, are y'all paying off any ODET, or this all gonna be construction money?
Construction.
All
It's
construction.
all construction. As you know, buddy, you can't use it for operations and maintenance. And they're in real great shape. And I always tell them, two of the better water districts from a financial point of view in this state are this water district and Margaret water up in Washington.
how much longer do they have left on the one that they got now?
They've got several, buddy. They've got a 2013, it's got 2 years left on it. They've got a 2014 that pays out in 2035. They've got a 2016 that pays out in 2046. They've got a 2017 that pays out in 2047. They've got a Series 2020, which is the one we just funded last year, that pays out in 2024.
Okay.
And I don't know if you can see this, but so what we try to do, this is the new money, what we're applying for. This is their existing debt service right now, these 5. And what we try to do is we try to keep the payments lower up front and then make them bigger and bigger and bigger, so that the total debt service every year remains the same. And that'll give them a better rating. Marcus has fantasy AA rating, which is a phenomenal rating. That's about, I think the state of Louisiana's AA or AA plus, maybe, somewhere in there. But the rating agencies and the bond insurers like that level debt service. They don't want to see their debt service jumping up and down. So we try to make, even though these bonds have smaller debt service up front and bigger debt service down the road, their aggregate debt service, their total debt service picture will remain level over time.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Bruno.
Yes.
Second-
Yeah.
Second by Mr. Joseph. Roll call, please.
Mr. Forrest?
Is to give them the,
Go ahead.
to go ahead to bring the paperwork to go ahead with it.
Come back next time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Brackett?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Ridgewell?
Yes.
Mr. Megan?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Beal?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes. I have one other one. This is for Hospital Service District Number 2, and we've been asked to add this to the agenda tonight, so if I can get a motion to add that.
So moved, Madam Chair.
All right, I have a motion by Mr. Joseph, second by Mr. Forrest to add this to the agenda. Roll call, please.
Mr. Brackett?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Ridgewell?
Yes.
Mr. Megan?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Beal?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
So if this, I'm sorry, Christian. So if this was at the bond commission, I would tell y'all this was a technical amendment. You may recall we were here, I think, 2 months ago for this process, just to kind of notify y'all of what we were doing. We came back the following month and adopted a resolution to renew an existing tax for Hospital Service District Number 2, which you all approved. When we made application to the State Bond Commission, the State Bond Commission called us and the Secretary of State and said, look, and you all may remember this was years ago, we expanded this district several years ago from Ward 3 to outside of Ward 3. And we renewed the tax inside of the district and then tried to renew it outside the district, outside of Ward 3, and that election failed. So right now, the existing tax that they have is just in Ward 3. It's not levied outside Ward 3. So when they came back to us this year, which we came back to y'all 2 months ago, and then last month, we said, we're just gonna renew the tax inside of Ward 3 because that's the only place it's being levied right now. Well, the Bond Commission and the Secretary of State said, no, you can't do that. You can't call an election in part of the district, even though the tax is only being levied in part of the district. You either have to shrink the district down to the original boundaries of Ward 3, or you've got to call the election in the entire district. So in talking to and we found this out like last week, but in talking to the district and their attorney, Mr. Stevens, who has done a phenomenal job despite being in quarantine with COVID, they decided they wanted to just go ahead and go for the tax in the entire expanded district. So really the only thing we're changing from what we've told you in the last 2 months is instead of renewing the tax within the Ward 3 area of Hospital Service District Number 2, we're going to ask that the tax be passed in the entire district that you all expanded several years ago. So it will be, I think the legal language is, it will be a continuation of an existing tax within the precincts located within Ward 3, but it will be a new tax within the precincts located outside of Ward 3.
And Jim, we doing this in an area that they voted it down?
So and that's a great question. So when we did this originally, we renewed the tax inside of Ward 3 before we did anything. Then we expanded the boundaries, and David, you remember this is pretty much what we did, I think, on one of your red-lighted districts. We renewed the tax first
Yes.
to keep what we had in place for sure.
Correct.
Then expanded the boundaries of the district and tried to get the tax passed in the new part of the district. That did not pass. So what they're trying to do now is get everybody, because it's never been voted on in the new precincts and the old precincts. It was voted for a renewal in the old precincts, and then we came back and asked for it to be levied in the new precincts, but the old precincts didn't vote on that, just the new precincts.
What I'm trying to get clear in my mind, I think, are we imposing a tax on someone that originally voted no?
Yes. In the
You
precincts,
okay with that?
Yeah, let me explain, buddy. The three of us, we have constant contact with other hospital officials. They have grown tremendously, doing an outstanding job. Y'all haven't been there, you probably need to go and see for yourselves. They're doing an outstanding job, and they serve those people that we're talking about now, right? So they're coming into the hospital, and with COVID going on right now, we're bringing in more people, just like all
All right,
these.
you good with it, I'm good with it.
I am fine with
So we're not imposing tax, we're just putting it on the
it.
ballot.
On
Right,
that.
they have to vote.
and Mr.
There's not a
Joseph,
lot of work to do.
Mr. Joseph makes a great point, and we tried to make that argument, because one of the arguments that we got from the bond commission, the Secretary of State, was you can't have the tax election in this part of the district. If they're in the district, everyone needs to vote for the tax. Well, our answer to them was, but the people who live outside of Ward 3 are getting the services anyway. It doesn't, they're getting it anyway, they're just not paying.
Jim,
That's right.
I think maybe I misunderstood, but there's a renewal for the old district that y'all actually came for. Now, my understanding, the board voted not to go for the renewal, it would be a new tax that would cover the entire district.
So what I think legally, Carla, what we're gonna be able to call it, from a legal perspective, because there's real strict language on what you can put on the ballot proposition, whether it's a renewal, a new tax, an extension, a continuation, whatever. I think we're gonna be able to call it a continuation of an existing tax within the precincts located in.
Expanded.
Located in Ward 3. Yeah, a new tax basically, and I think, I'm not sure it's even technically gonna be called a new tax, but an expansion of that tax into the precincts that are not located in Ward 3.
Right. So basically what we have here, if this doesn't pass,
That's what I'm thinking.
then they don't have anything.
That's the same thing we have
Okay.
now.
And I had some concern about that, but after discussing it, I feel a little better now than I did before. But I think we need to make sure those other people are included, because there's no doubt that the hospital's on the right path now. I think we have an administrator in place now that's doing what he's supposed to. The joint effort with North Oaks has worked, and it's made the hospital more acceptable to people to go. So, and I think the COVID situation is another thing that we need 2, 3 functioning hospitals, because Lolly Kemp is at a maximum right now also. So I'm gonna do what I can to support it. I think it needs to happen. I hope the people are open to it, because we really do, at the growth we have in this parish, we need 3 functioning hospitals, and especially on this north end. I just hope and pray that everybody up here understands how important that is, that we get this passed, because if not, then we back to the drawing board. But I'm gonna support it, and I really hope that, everybody that's in that district will support it, because we didn't lose by that much the last time. I don't remember, it was less than 100 votes, I think, wasn't it?
It was very close, and I think when the hospital board did their due diligence this past week, and they went back and looked at, because again, keep in mind, it only fell in the new precincts.
Right.
And I think when the hospital board went back and looked at if you looked at the vote for the renewal in Ward 3, and then the vote for the new tax outside of Ward 3, and you combine those, I think they felt fairly good about their chances of getting it passed.
Can y'all present it as a renewal?
It cannot be a renewal anymore. And the lawyers are going back and forth with the bond commission and the Secretary of State's office. But like I said, I think what they're gonna be able to do is say a continuation of an existing tax within the precincts of Ward 3 and an extension of the tax into precincts, blah, 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 blah.
Because the renewal always has a favorable chance of,
Yeah.
of passing, you know. That'd be a shame if it don't.
So we will be back. This doesn't require any motion or vote on y'all's part. This is just informative. We'll be back next month with a new resolution.
You're gonna have enough time to,
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We'll be
2
back in
weeks?
2 weeks.
September 13th.
Right.
okay.
That fits the schedule with the bond commission and all that kind of
Yes.
stuff.
All right, thank you, Jim.
Do you need a vote of support?
I don't think.
Who said we?
Thank y'all very much. I appreciate your time. Be safe.
Brian,
Yes, sir.
August 23rd.
a vote of support wouldn't do anything for you?
You're gonna have to vote to adopt the resolution, put the ballot on the proposition on the ballot.
Yeah, we're gonna have to vote to.
To allow it to be
Allow
on the
it.
agenda in 2 weeks?
Right.
Okay.
So
In 2 weeks.
All right,
we do
any
need a
questions?
motion.
We good?
No.
But I
we
heard
do
something
need a
over here
motion.
from Kristen about 30 days, I'm sorry.
We need a motion?
I don't
Wait.
know.
I would think so. The ordinance says that they have to come to us 30 days ahead of time, so if we're gonna do it in 2 weeks, I would,
Oh, we gotta waive it.
yeah.
You wanna make that motion to waive
So,
the 30
yeah,
days?
So what,
wait
this says
a
you're
minute.
coming back on September 13th, is that not correct?
No, you gotta come back on in 2 weeks.
So we need to waive the 30-day
Yeah.
notification. That's what we need.
I'll second Lewis's motion to waive the 30 days.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yeah.
Mr. Russell?
Ooh, we have to add that to the.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we should,
You gotta add-
just to be legal, yeah.
You gotta add the vote to
What you
it.
think?
I'll make a motion to add it to the agenda.
And I'll second.
All right. Okay, so we have a motion by Mr. Bruno, second by Mr. Joseph to add the item to the
Yes.
agenda. Roll call, please.
Mr. Bruno?
Yeah.
Mr. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Vial?
Yes.
Mr. Todd?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Graffia?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
All right.
And
then
to
we-
be clear, the item that was added to the agenda was a waiver of the 30-day rule of the parish ordinance.
That's what we're getting ready to vote on now.
That's what's
So
coming
that,
up.
and Mr. Joseph made that motion. second
Motion
by-
is that, make a motion that we waive the 30 days in lieu of 2 weeks. And that it be back on the agenda on the, what date? 21st? 23rd? What's the next meeting?
23rd, I believe, it's spring.
23rd is correct.
That we waive the 30 days in lieu of 2 weeks, and it will be on the agenda for the 23rd of August to be approved.
And I'll make the second. motion.
All right, roll call.
Mr.
Kristen?
Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yeah.
Mr. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yeah.
Mr. Vial?
Yes.
Mr. Todd?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest? Mr. Graffia?
Yes.
Madam Chairman, can I say one thing? I'd like to thank Christian Carl for taking my phone calls at nights, or during the nights and on weekends to help logistically get all this stuff straight and worked out. She's been a great help to us.
That's okay, we'll send you a bill.
Thank you, Jim. All right, moving on. Item 3, adoption of TP Ordinance 2146, providing for the levy of taxes for the year of 2021.
Also, Madam
I
Chair.
second.
Have a motion by Mr. Wells, second by Mr. Vio. Roll call, please.
Mr. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Vial?
Yes.
Mr. Todd?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Graffia?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yeah.
All right, the next one is adoption of TP Ordinance 2153, an ordinance placing 10-mile-an-hour speed limit signs and drive like your kids live here signs in South Ridge Subdivision in District 9. That's mine, if someone would make that motion.
Also move.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. VL, second by Mr. Wells. Roll call, please.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Vial?
Yes.
Mr. Todd?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest? Mr. Graffia?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yeah.
Mr. Russell?
Yes.
Is that for those electric cars?
Yeah, for bicycles. The next one is
How do you know a
adoption.
car can go that slow?
Adoption of TP Ordinance 2154, an ordinance placing 35-mile-an-hour speed limit signs on Town Hill roads, 25-mile-an-hour speed limit signs on Holton Road, and 25-mile-an-hour speed limit signs on Town Road in District 1.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. Forrest, second by Mr. Ingraffia. Roll call, please.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Deal?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest?
Yeah.
Mr. Grafton?
Yeah.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Richel?
Yes.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yes.
All right, the
So, can we see if we can get those, they're having problems with these meetings, and they won't put chairs on that. Thank you.
Okay. Adoption of TP Ordinance 2156, an ordinance placing 25-mile-an-hour speed limit signs on Brumfield Road from Lewiston Road to the dead end in District 1.
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion by Mr. Forrest, second by Mr. Joseph. Roll call, please.
Mr. Deal?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest?
Yeah.
Mr. Grafton?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Richel?
Yes.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Adoption of TP Ordinance 2157, an ordinance placing no truck route signs in Bella Casa Subdivision in District 2.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Graffia, second by Mr. Forrest. Roll call, please.
Mr. Forrest?
Yeah.
Mr. Grafton?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yeah.
Mr. Richel?
Yes.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Deal?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes. Adoption of TP Ordinance 2158, an ordinance granting a variance to TP Code of Ordinances, Chapter 17, Section 17, 5.2A4, spacing of manufactured homes for Yashika Johnson at 40143 Macedonia Road.
Also move, Madam Chairman.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Wells, second by Mr. Mayhew. Roll call, please.
Mr. Grafton?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yeah.
Mr. Richel?
Yes.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Deal?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest?
Yeah.
The next one is introduction of TP Ordinance 2158, an ordinance repealing to recodify current code sections regarding shooting ranges, mining operations, auto impounds, salvage and recycling facilities, halfway houses, and juvenile detention facilities, and renewable energy, and amending Chapter 17, Article 9, developments with special provisions regarding shooting ranges, mining operations, auto impounds, salvage and recycling facilities, halfway houses, and juvenile detention centers. I think we need to amend that. Do we need to amend that introduction because it doesn't read the same as the actual ordinance? We took out the halfway houses and juvenile detention facilities.
We took out the planning commission.
Yeah. But just in the title, it says halfway houses. Okay, so we need a motion to amend the title to take out halfway houses and juvenile detention facilities.
So moved.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Mr. Ridgestill, second by Mr. Vial. Roll call, please.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yeah.
Mr. Richel?
Yes.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Deal?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Grafton?
Yes.
Okay. Now we need a motion to approve.
Number 9. Also move, Madam Chairman.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Wells, second by Mr. Vial. Roll call, please.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Grafton?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yeah.
Mr. Richel?
Yeah.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Deal?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes. The next item is TP Ordinance 2159, an ordinance placing no parking on shoulder signs on Duvec Lane in District 10. This is Kim's, if someone will make that motion.
I'll make that motion for her.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Wells, second by Mr. Mayhew. Roll call, please.
Mr. Bruno?
Yeah.
Mr. Richel?
Yes.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Deal?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest? Mr. Grafton?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Right. Introduction of TP Ordinance 2160, an ordinance placing a three-way stop sign at the intersection of September Lane and Sweet Olive Lane in District 10. This is also Kim's.
I'll make the motion again.
I'll second again.
Motion by Mr. Wells, second by Mr. Mayhew. Roll call, please.
Mr. Richel?
Yes.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Deal?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Grafton?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yeah.
Next one is introduction of TP Ordinance 2161, an ordinance amending TP Ordinance 2046, adoption of operating and capital outlay budgets of the Tangipahoa Parish Council, President Government for fiscal year 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Joseph, second by Mr. Wells. Roll call, please.
Mr. Mays?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Dion?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Graffia?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yeah.
Mr. Richel?
Yes.
The next item is TP Ordinance 2162, an ordinance levying a sales tax of 2% in Tangipahoa Parish Economic Development District Number 8.
Also move.
Second.
Motion by Mr. BL, second by Mr. Mayhew. Roll call, please.
Good sir. Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Dion?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Graffia?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yeah.
Mr. Richel?
Yes.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yes.
And the next one is introduction of TP Ordinance 2163. This is an ordinance levying a hotel occupancy tax of 2% in Economic Development District Number 8.
Also move.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. BL, second by Mr. Joseph. Roll call, please.
Mr. Dion?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Graffia?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yeah.
Mr. Richel?
Yes.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and move beer, wine, and liquor up next. The first one is Back Road 42, TOO. This is in Kentwood.
And then also for
Stop it.
Brian from the sheriff's office. I'll make that motion. Second.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Forrest, second by Mr. Graffia. Roll call, please.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Graffia?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Richel?
Yep.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Dion?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes. And the next one is LNC, Cranky Corner LLC on Highway 40 in Folsom.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Graffia, second by Mr. Joseph. Roll call, please.
Mr. Graffia?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Richel?
Yep.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Dion?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Do y'all want to go ahead and do councilman's privileges?
Yeah, that was good.
Ma'am.
We're gonna look into
I have one.
Mr. Bruno?
Mr. Miller, I have a group of residents on West Isle Road. It's a little short blacktop road. They're asking for the road to be abandoned. They want to make it a gated area. I talked to the gentleman that's spearheading it. They found a point where they could cut it off and not interfere with anybody else. I think in the past, maybe Wesley took care of that. So if it's okay, I'll give you the name of this gentleman. Actually, he had contacted Wesley and Wesley gave him to me. So I'm giving him back now. They want to go ahead and start the procedure. And I explained to them that everybody that had property had to sign. They know that there's going to have to be an abstract, but they're having a lot of problems with vagrants and stuff, and they feel like they can gate it and keep the people out. So I told them once it was given away, it never comes back, so they understand that.
20 years from now, 30 years from now, whenever they're,
That's right. So I'll give you that if it's okay.
yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Joseph?
You know what, let the prayer, man, I spoke to the general officers asking them all to heal those that have contracted the virus. But I want to be a little more specific right now and ask the Lord, you know, pray for Kim Coates, Councilwoman Coates, and her husband. It's my understanding they both have contracted the virus, so let's pray, keep it in our prayers and ask the Lord to get them to you.
Okay, Mr. Richland?
Robbie, I have the opposite request that Carlo did. I got a road off of Fowler called Carl Shelton Lane that's got 12 homes on it, and they would like to turn their road over to the parish. So, can somebody walk me through what the people need to
Yes,
do?
Wesley typically does that, so we'll make sure if he's back that,
Tell him, give me a call.
I'll email you the list
go over
of what is required.
All right, thanks.
That was a little harder than mine.
Okay, any other councilman's privileges?
Not here.
All right, next on the agenda, we're going to have executive session. I need to have a motion to update the executive session agenda to add an update on the TPSO versus Tangipahoa Parish government suit.
It's not actually an update on the suit, but it is an update on jail issues.
Okay,
I'll second, Buddy.
all right, so Mr. Ridgel is making the motion, second by Mr. VL, that we add that to the executive session agenda. Roll call, please.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Graffian?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Ridgel?
Yes.
Mr. May?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yeah.
Mr. Villa?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes.
Was there a no vote?
Bruno? how
We
did you
can't
vote?
add it.
Mr. Bruno, how did you vote?
Yes.
Okay. It sounded like no.
Yes, it was a no. No, I heard
Okay,
a no.
motion to go into executive session.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Mr. VL, second by Mr. Mayhew. Roll call, please.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Graffian? Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
He said no.
Mr. Ridgel?
He said no, he was watching that phone.
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yeah,
Mr. Villa?
Yes.
that's what it was. He
Yes.
said no. I know more of hearing, but I ain't.
Channel 17, proudly serving the Florida parishes.
I need a motion to come
I
out
so
of
move.
executive session.
Second.
All right, motion by Mr. Ridgel, second by Mr. Bruno. Roll call, please.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Graffian?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Ridgel?
Yeah.
Mr. Mayhew?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yeah.
Mr. Villa?
Yes.
Ms. Hyde?
Yes. No action was taken in executive session. If there's nothing else,
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
did you have something?
First here, no, I said second.
All right,
His
so
adjourn.
motion by Mr. Wells, second by Mr. VL to adjourn.